Hey everyone. The next episode of Crypto Weekend Show is live. And today we will talk about BRC-20, about market news, about market narratives, and about the hype going around the whole Bitcoin ecosystem. And as usually, we have my dear co-host and the founder of Weld Money, Irina. Hi, Ira.
Hi, Nelly.
And we have today a new expert, the huge knowledgeable expert in blockchain, chief technical officer and co-founder of ERC-20, Roman Nguyen. Hi, Roman.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, cool to have you here. And we have so many
Thanks
topics.
For the invitation, by the way.
Thank you. We have so many topics to talk about today. And of course, we will cover some charts and maybe, as usually, Bitcoin chart. Ira also prepared for us a few other charts that worth watching out. But let's start with the market news. BRC-20 became hot narrative like half a year ago. And even today, in the last video, we discussed the narratives of VC investors. And we see that every second or every first crypto VC investor from Asia is looking for investing in BRC-20 startups. Also, we see huge narrative coming from Asian part of the world to the Western part of the world in around BRC-20. We see new projects like DEXs, launchpads, different gaming projects in BRC-20. And it is interesting to understand why this narrative becomes stronger on this season, why everyone believes that it will be dominating narrative. Crypto Daily is talking about BRC-20 ICO's momentum, and it also highlights that a lot of BRC-20 tokens, they are meme coins. And also plenty are kind of gaming coins. So there is not that much infrastructure yet. Technopedia and many other crypto media are launching articles about what are the top X BRC-20 tokens to buy in 2024. And of course, ordinals and ordi and sats, multi-bit and many others. This was the post at the end of last year in December by Virtual Beacon, actually summarizing all what we discussed on the previous video, that inscriptions craze, which is also the part of the whole BRC-20 craze, is insane in China. And not just BRC-20, they are doing the same manual minting gas wars on every chain. Hundreds of thousands of middle-aged stay at homes refreshing the page all day. And this is just a drop from everything that is going on in BRC-20 hype and overall ordinals inscriptions hype. So Rama, we need your input. What's going on? Why it is now? What is BRC-20 and why are you bullish on it?
I think I have an answer. But first of all, I think that education is a big part of our today's conversation. And if I have like from 5 to 10 minutes to answer, I want to start from answering the question, what is BRC-20 and ordinals itself? Because I think it's very important to understand what technology is when you want to invest, doing your own research and so on. So if I have the first thing I want to start, to be honest, first thing came to my hand when I thinking about BRC-20 and ordinals is that it's written in Bitcoin white paper that Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency based on blockchain. But in Ethereum white paper or yellow paper, I don't remember, it's written that it's decentralized computer based on blockchain. So it's very important to understand that Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. And for example, Ethereum or TON or Solana, I don't know, is a distributed computer. What's the difference? When we're talking about cryptocurrency, first of all, what can you do with cryptocurrency? You can, I don't know, get it somehow, you can send it somehow, and so on. Maybe you have some kind of scripts which can help you to provide some rules or on how to spend this money and so on. But it's all about currency. But if we are talking about computer can make programs which can do anything, because of smart contracts, because of Turing complete mechanisms. And it's really important to understand the ordinals and BRC-20 itself. First of all, I think we all know what is encrypted. We read about it a lot and so on, so I don't want to tell that we have a Satoshi, we can encrypt it. It doesn't matter how does it work technically. The most important thing that we have to understand that ordinals itself as a protocol allow us to create tokens on Bitcoin. Yeah, it's just a simple thing. And when we using this functionality, we don't have any balances in blockchain. I mean, in blockchain, we just said, I transfer you, for example, 100 tokens. And that's the only thing that's stored in blockchain. To be honest, Bitcoin works in the same way. So, I mean, if we're talking about BRC-20 token, we can imagine the registry where the rows are going to be some kind of operations, like with type, amount, sender, and receiver. Let's say, so I send you 100,000 tokens. And then to calculate our balance, we need to do what? We need to take all the transactions that come to my address and from, plus minus, and we got our balances. And there are some off-chain services which provide these functionalities. By the way, for many people, when we talk about off-chain services, it's okay, it's safety enough. For example, Bitcoin is deployed kind of the same way. But if we are talking about main competitor, ERC-20, for example, we have to understand that it's balance-based. I mean, it have its own state. What does it mean? It means when, for example, I have 100 tokens, you have 100 tokens, and I want to send you 50 tokens, we just subtract my 100 and add 50 tokens to your balance. And the main thing is that to have a smart contract like ERC-20 provide to have smart contracts as ERC-20 provide us some much more functionality than functionality which provides by BRC-20. And next thing I want to discuss about is pros and cons of BRC-20. But first of all, I want to say that for me, we started with, okay, it's a huge hype around BRC-20, yes? But for me, it's very important to understand utility of technology, because when we discuss about hype, we all say like, okay, it's bullish, we want to invest, we want to earn a lot of money, right? But we all know a lot of projects in crypto which was bullish, and then you lose.
Exactly. No utility, no organic demand for token. Yes, exactly. And that is the
and maybe now you
of
have a chance to earn, but after 3 months, after 5 months, what will happen? So the first thing we should discuss is about utility. Let's proceed with pros and cons. So the first process, in my opinion, really easy. You know, we can now create tokens on Bitcoin. Is it pros? Yeah, sure.
Is it like traditional tokens that we can see on different blockchains as Ethereum, Polygon?
It depends on what do you mean traditional tokens. From the user perspective, I think it's the same. To be honest, for users, there is no difference between Ethereum and USDT.
To make it clear, we would see another hype issuing the token on Bitcoin blockchain, and that would be like ERC-20 tokens. The same would be BRC-20. Am I right?
Not really. Let me finish.
Then what's the difference?
And you will understand why. You know, for users, the main difference is that ERC-20 have much more functionality. I mean, you can use in DeFi and so on. We will talk about it. I want to talk about it a little bit later. Yep. So the main difference is functionality. But Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. I mean, based on Bitcoin to create a token, it's a huge functionality. For sure, you can't, for example, approve. You know, when you're using ERC-20 and using DeFi, you always approve your token to spend. You can do this in BRC-20 protocol right now, let's say. But to create tokens on Bitcoin, it's a huge functionality. BRC itself have less functionality than ERC-20, but in terms of Bitcoin, it's a lot.
Can we really make it clear from the technical perspective? What is the basic difference between ERC-20 token and BRC-20 token?
Oh, sure. ERC-20 token is a smart contract with its own state. I mean, let's just imagine we have a program. We have an Excel table. Yeah, we have an Excel table where we have addresses with balances, and you, as an operator, can just move these balances. I don't know, maybe swap these balances, make some leverages, and so on. But you are a decentralized operator. We all know how do you work, and we are 100% sure that you will always work as these algorithms. But BRC-20 is a little bit different. BRC-20 have only 3 operations. So if we're talking about ERC-20, we can do everything with this token.
So let's say it's unlimited user cases that could be created on BRC.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Great.
But BRC-20 can be only minted and transferred. Nothing more.
Can it be burned?
Maybe. It depends.
Like send to zero wallet.
Sure. Okay. Sure. But and that's all. Now we don't have any other functionality. Maybe later we will have something, or maybe right now we already have something which I don't know. But officially, let's say that's the main problem, is that it's like functionality, but we haven't started with cons.
Roma, can we play this game? Let's imagine I'm a stupid blondie crypto girl, and I really don't understand like about all these narratives, and I just can read news and all this hype around BRC-20. Theoretically, is it possible that in the nearest future we would see something similar to smart contracts that we used to on the Ethereum and other blockchains on the Bitcoin blockchain? Theoretically,
I'm not sure. There are some, it's very hard technical question. Moreover, based on the opinion of community of Bitcoin. It's not on our topic, but I would like to say that, okay, now we have a lot of different solutions which try to create some trustless smart contracts for Bitcoin based on zero proofs and some EVMs and so on. Sure, we're creating it, but the problem is that Bitcoin itself will never have smart contract. Maybe someday, but now they don't have. They don't land because.
Okay,
just remember, Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. It's not distributed computer. It's cryptocurrency.
Great. Let's play this game to the end. What would need to happen to be possible launch similar smart contracts? Maybe it's like 51% of all the community would need to vote.
No, not about it. So sure, what can happen? For example, we can rewrite all the Bitcoin, for example. Yeah, but architecture of technical architecture of Bitcoin doesn't allow us to create smart contracts. Sure, we can do something like Taproot. We can do, for example, smart contracts outside of the Bitcoin and commit some state from these smart contracts to Bitcoin. Let's say some way like level 2 blockchain works.
L2 blockchains, okay.
Wow, balloons. I don't know what. Yes, it's possible. But now it's really hard to talk about it. And to be honest, if we will make something like that, I'm not sure if it will work with BRC-20 protocol that we have now. Because, okay, so, just imagine, we have smart contracts outside of blockchain, it works, it's commit the state or something like that, but BRC-20 works on Bitcoin, and it's one of the most important pros of BRC-20. Which it was that it works on Bitcoin, not on Lightning, not on L2, but it's on Bitcoin.
So again, Roma, to understand it in the right way, first of all, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency and it's mostly used as a cryptocurrency. Second, on BRC-20, we can only mint something and move them to each other and also burn. So we cannot create any kind of smart contract. And the last one, it's also technically possible to connect, let's say, some layer 2 blockchain and send all the transaction back on the Bitcoin blockchain. So the Bitcoin blockchain would be like final, let's say, book with all the transactions happened on the layer 2 solution.
Yeah, sure,
right?
but yes, but it's not related with BRC-20.
Okay. Then could you explain why there is a so hot hype on this topic?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm still trying to explain. Let's continue with pros and cons. And I think all of us, as I told you, education is the huge power of education here. So we all will understand why it's hyped, maybe technically, by the way. So if we will continue with the process, the first thing that, yeah, it's give us opportunity to create the tokens on Bitcoin. We haven't had this opportunity before. But how do you think? Why it's important? I mean, what the second pros is that okay, we can create token on Ethereum network. Yeah, why should we create token on Bitcoin? How do you think? I think this is the main idea from my perspective, to be honest.
Does it have something, any relation to adoption and variability of use cases and utilities for Bitcoin?
In my opinion, no. Because if we're talking about adoption of USDT, it doesn't really matter which network it uses. So it's just a token.
Okay, Ira?
And moreover, it's very expensive and so on. Much more expensive
than
use token on Polygon.
Maybe if we would need some, let's say, global cryptocurrencies that are well known around all the countries, it could be Bitcoin. It's already Bitcoin, let's say. Sure. And maybe some infrastructure around it would help to adopt faster this cryptocurrency and more easily, because to understand, let's say, all this DeFi and digital world, quite difficult for the newbies, right?
Sure, it's interesting idea, but you know, first of all, the operation in Bitcoin with BRC-20 is much more expensive than, for example, operation with Polygon, maybe with Ethereum, with TON, and some other things. So I think, in my opinion, I don't say that it's 100% truth, but you told like, yes, that Bitcoin now is the main blockchain of the world. What does it mean? That it's most decentralized blockchain, first of all, and the most secure blockchain, maybe the best blockchain still, because it still have POW, which technically is the best solution for consensus. I mean, it's the most secure and the most decentralized. So if I want to create token, I want to create token on the best blockchain in the world, on the most stable, on the most secure, in the most decentralized blockchain. Because I don't know, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know, Polygon breaks or Ethereum breaks, but we all know that the most secure solution is a Bitcoin. So that's my opinion why we create tokens, why we, compared to other blockchain networks, it's the only one idea from my side, why we have to create tokens on Bitcoin, what we want to create. And in my opinion, there's only two pros, which we already said. But if we're talking about cons, there are a lot of things. First of all, it's lack of functionality. As I told you now, right now, I don't tell, maybe after 2 years, someone will invent something new. But now we can only transfer, we can only mint, and that's all. And it's a little bit expensive and so on, but it doesn't matter. The main thing that, as I know, right now, it's impossible to create a DeFi based on BRC-20. And let me explain why. Just imagine DEX. You know, DEX is a smart contract, it's a program. Yeah, we all know how does it work. We know that if we will send, let's say, 100 USDT, it will return us 100 USDC, or based on liquidity for sure. Yeah, and we can trust these smart contracts because we know that it's not changed. It's not like a third party. It's smart contract. We know the code. We know how it works. I think you already used DEXs. Yeah,
for sure.
Or farmings, or I don't know, leverages, yeah, and so on.
Of course.
Yep. But now, just imagine BRC-20. I told you that we have an operations and we calculate balances of chain. So to use DEX, we have to send our funds somewhere. So how can we do DEX? For example, okay, we have an address, we send them our BRC-20 token and then send us back different BRC-20 tokens. But you don't know what happened inside after you send them. Maybe they will send you not correct amount. Maybe they will send you, I don't know, they will not send you.
You mean because
something.
Because you cannot read in the smart contract before you make a transaction, or why?
No, there is no there are no smart contracts. In Ethereum, you have like a external owned address of the user. Oh, for example, okay, I'm Dex. Take my address, send me $100, and I will send you 100 USDC. Will you trust me? I don't think so. But if it's smart contract, sure, please.
Yeah, if the swap itself would happen on layer 2 solution, and you just get back on the BRC-20, you would have the final amount. But you can read the smart contract on layer 2.
It's you can then swap on Ethereum and just bridge it to Bitcoin. The problem of bridging, so it's a little bit different. So from L2 or from different network to, I don't know, means, so you already have a third party also and so on. But what the main thing of that? You have an address and you're 100% sure how it works. You can believe it. But in BRC-20, you can't create smart contracts. You don't have smart contracts. Maybe you have an off-chain smart contract, but you don't know what will happen. Okay, I can say that this address of my program, and it works this way, but how to prove it, no one knows.
Roman, I don't want to interrupt you, but just to clarify, we see quite a number of startups in BRC-20 ecosystems pitching their seed and private rounds to investors right now. And by the way, next week on Wednesday, we will have another crypto VC pitch session on In Mind. We will put the link in the description of this video, and we will have a few BRC-20 startups pitching there. And some of them pitch DEXs on BRC-20 that allow to swap, that allow to do different other things that we are used to, bridge, trade, etc. In non-EVM tokens in future, like BRC-20 ecosystem tokens. So do you mean that it is impossible and they are pitching something that is not realistic, or what? I just
impossible what? To create a DEX? I think yes. Right now, I think yes, but it depends. I can say that I'm building exchange. Why not? So, okay, just imagine Binance. It's worked the same way. Binance have its own address. You send them money. You do something inside the Binance. You withdraw the money. I mean, this I can do the same things. So please take my address, and I will return you different amount of tokens. How does it work? It's a little bit different thing. I mean, technically, based on smart contracts, 100% verifiable, I think it's not possible to do it right now. But for sure, there could be some ways. For example, okay, I can prove that we have the private key of this address on these decentralized servers, and we can also verify the hash of the program works on this service somehow, so we can prove that we are trustless and so on. But to give you some feedback about these projects, I have to check their pitch decks.
I will
what
share
they want to do. Yeah, share with me. No problem. I will give you my feedback. But
one of my favorites, they actually claim to create a kind of analog of Uniswap on BRC-20 that will allow you also to trade various tokens and be also in future include perpetual trading on BRC-20.
Sure. To be honest, I would be really glad if it's possible. Okay. If it's possible. I mean, I know infinite ways to create, let's say, custodian solutions. But if it's non-custodial, I would like to check how it works.
But I think that DEX is by default should be non-custodial, right?
Yeah, sure.
Should be. The main thing is should be.
Should be, yeah. There are a lot of bugs. Yeah, and just see, yeah, we speak about ERC-20, and we all know how it works, and it has smart contracts. It can do it, so easy. But now, okay, someone make a DEX, but how they do it? Is it really trustless, and so on? You see, a little bit hard to define. So technically, I think it's not possible. But if there is a solution, it's very good. But there is different problem, to be honest. So now we just can say that, okay, lack of functionality in comparison to ERC-20. It's okay. I think we all
that is clear. However, I still have questions on this point, but let's go on. Yeah, this.
Oh, no, sure. We can discuss, but if we're talking about decentralized solutions, it's really interesting. How do they do it? So it should be decentralized. And
Roma, another question, if you don't mind. What are other technical problems that, let's imagine that those guys are really like not only dreamers, they could develop such kind of DEX on blockchain. What other technical problems could they face? Like, I don't know, the price of the transactions,
sure.
Maybe some problems with the amount of the transaction or numbers of transactions per minute. What else?
I don't think that it's technical problems of builders. It's the problems of users. It's by the way, it's next cons of BRC-20, because if we're talking about Bitcoin community, the oldest community in crypto, it like divided by two parts, let's say. First part said like, okay, BRC-20 good, we can develop Bitcoin, it's always good, let's do more and more. But second part say like, guys, what you do, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's not for providing data in transaction. What we do, we kill Bitcoin ourselves. Why? Just imagine, we have only one block per 10 minutes. And this block have its own capacity. Let's just imagine that it's, for example, 1 megabyte. And the commissions in Bitcoin, it's in real life it worked a little bit different, but let's just imagine that the commission in Bitcoin depends on for the user depends on the size of your transaction. And to send just common transaction, I want to send you Bitcoin. It's, for example, 1 kilobyte. No, it doesn't matter, not 1 kilobyte, just one. One. But if we want to send something it's encrypted, it's, let's say, 3. And in one block, we can put only 1,000 units. So if we're talking about common transactions, we can execute 1,000 transactions per one block, I mean, per 1 minute, let's say, But if we're talking about encrypted, let's say the size is double than common transaction, maybe less, maybe more, it doesn't matter. So we can execute only 500 transactions. So the commission double higher. And that's the idea. So as much different things in Bitcoin we have is, how to say, like, not really good for Bitcoin itself as a cryptocurrency. Maybe it's good for the network, for security, for decentralization, and so on. But for Bitcoin itself, it's not really good. And now just try to imagine, BRC-20 will not help Bitcoin to work. Maybe later after halvings, we have to, increase our transactions and blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit different thing. But now we can only say that for Bitcoin, it's not good because commission higher. And to be honest, BRC-20 not really related to Bitcoin price. I don't know if BRC-20 have any effect on Bitcoin price or not. But if we're talking about network itself, you have less capacity, you have the same capacity, but I mean, you can TPS of the whole network less, commission higher. For Bitcoin itself, it's not a good thing. Have I answered the question?
Yep.
And just to elaborate, Ram, does it mean that there's plenty of gaming projects that are doing something right now on BRC-20 also can face these cons, that you mentioned? Because if in the game you need a high speed and low transaction cost, that is like a must-have thing in the game that aims for wider adoption. And if we speak about BRC-20, as you mentioned already, we should face high transaction costs and plenty of obstacles in the speed probably and some other aspects.
Sure, right? Sure. If we're talking about Bitcoin, it's 10 minutes per block. Mm-hmm. And moreover, you have to wait confirmations about 6 blocks. So you can be sure that your transaction proceed only 1 hour, at least 1 hour, because
Look, okay, that's a very important thing, by the way. And I know that you are not trader or investor yourself. I mean, you are technical geek who understands the fundamental technology. But just to ask you, if you perfectly know about the ongoing hype and of this narrative, does it mean that when you see BRC-20 gaming projects, metaverse projects, and DEXs and DeFi solutions launching on the market and claiming that they do all these in BRC-20, you will be cautious and not really bullish for the long term, because of course, temporary, it can generate some multipliers for investors because of the hype, but in the long term, they claim solving technological problem that is not unsolved yet. Did I understand you correctly in this way?
I think yes. I mean, we started with the utility, of the solution. So
Yep.
the utility of the solution, that we can create the token which is secure but not really fast and cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So about the games, to be honest, I don't know. Do they need speed and so on? Maybe there are games which can, commit 1 time per hour, just 1 transaction, and so on. But sure, it's Bitcoin. It's 1 block per approximately 10 minutes with 6 confirmations. Usually 6 confirmations. I mean, you can be sure only after 1 hour. That's
Okay.
the whole thing.
Roman? Could it be changed in the future?
I'm not sure. Bitcoin community don't really like to make changes and break their security. They're really cool security. And to be honest, I think I'm in this part of community. Okay. So it's better to have cryptocurrency, which is really safe, really decentralized, really good. So we always know it's like a gold, nothing will happen with the gold. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't want play with the gold because you use it as a stable asset.
Not stable really, but I mean, yeah,
more or less.
For me, it's much, the only one thing I want to add, I thought you will ask me about investments and so on, but you haven't, but I prepared to say that
we will ask. Yeah,
but okay, so I will answer right now.
But I just wanted to ask you also, what are you bullish about in the BRC-20 use cases? So that is your question, please. Go.
Okay. So in terms of investment, I just want to say that, in my opinion, the best way to invest is to invest to the market. So for me, only index-linked strategies exist. And in these terms, so I prefer to watch the whole market capitalization number, not the number of current prices. Sure, I can take the 100 access tomorrow, but from this perspective, it's really important to think what will happen with blockchain after 10 years or after 20 years. And I'm, as a builder, as a technical specialist, as a developer, want to think that what will happen after 10 years. I want to wake up in 40, for example, and still have coin market cap with the Bitcoin on it. Maybe not on the first position, but I don't want it to be die. And, to make that, it's really easy, so some mistakes in some blockchains, and I don't know, if Ethereum crash, I think the market capitalization will go down. And that's the thing why I'm, from my point of view, we have to save Bitcoin as a gold. It works, it's very safety, it's very distributed, and it's much better for all of us, because I don't think you want to wake up after 10 years and understand that there is no crypto, not because of regulatory processes, but because of technical things.
Well, so I actually believe that it will not happen. Yura, go on.
You just said that all these BRC-20 narratives and tokens could kill Bitcoin blockchain.
No, for sure. No, I think that Bitcoin community will never allow it to do. But I told you that my opinion that it's not really good for Bitcoin itself.
Wow.
And I told you already that BRC-20 is good for tokens. If you want to create token on the safest and the most decentralized blockchain in the world. but for Bitcoin itself, it's not good. You just provide a lot of data which not related to Bitcoin itself, to cryptocurrency Bitcoin.
Actually, yes, I
You
just
increase commissions and so on. So for cryptocurrency Bitcoin, BRC-20, in my opinion, do nothing.
I just
It's
read
something similar to Ethereum narrative that we saw in the beginning of this DeFi, because I remember those times when transaction on Ethereum cost like really some small amount. But after all this DeFi and Legends came to the blockchain, it creates so many transactions per minute that the gas price and the price itself, including the growth of Ethereum token, it creates a situation when I paid $400 for some DeFi transaction. Wow.
Yeah, that's true. But Ethereum itself, it's not cryptocurrency. It's Ethereum, ETH, is the way to pay for your gas. So, remember, Ethereum is a computer. For example, for now you have your own MacBook. Just imagine you pay for electricity to use it. Yeah, sure. And the same thing is Ethereum. So you have a distributed computer to use it to calculate something, let's say, to calculate your new balance. You pay in Ethereum, like you pay dollars for your electricity using your computer. And that's the thing. It's completely different thing. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency.
Okay, then
Ethereum is a computer. And I remember also, I think CryptoKitties, you remember CryptoKitties? Yeah, what happened with Ethereum? But the price of Ethereum was $200. But that was $3,000. And that's why also gas price is really, really high in terms of dollars. So we have to think about gas price in Ethereum, because also gas price, if we will calculate gas price in dollars, it also depends on the price of Ethereum. It's not really how to say fair to compare the gas now when Ethereum, by the way, Ethereum 2.0 and the price of Ethereum $3,000 to compare with the price of Ethereum it was $1,000 or $200. So we have to calculate it in Ethereum value.
Guys, just to ensure that we indeed covered this topic, Roman, I would love your opinion. You see, MDX Crypto tweeted some time ago that BRC-20 is the next big narrative, and he explains a couple of bullet points why he believes so. So first, and he explains that BRC-20 will overcome the whole gaming and AI narrative as it is. So first, he claims technology. The tech allows projects to launch tokens. That is what you already explained.
The most secure and most decentralized blockchain.
Yes. Second, market size. So that is what we discussed at the beginning. It's less than 100 usable BRC-20 tokens in the whole sector. Many of them are meme coins, and he believes that we are likely going to see something similar to 2017 altcoin season in BRC-20. Yes, in the upcoming years. Third, BRC-20 is going to significantly slow down the Bitcoin blockchain. I think this is a cons you already elaborated on. And these, he believes, will force more attention on alternative scaling solutions, like Lightning Network, for example, that everyone already, I think, forgot about. And at some point.
No. It developed really hard. So
okay.
Now it's very good.
Okay. And fourth, BRC-20 will make DEX trading on Bitcoin actually good and usable. So it's exactly opposite to what we discussed just a few minutes ago, by utilizing the Lightning Network. And he says nothing more needs to be said. The Bitcoin gets hundreds of fast usable DEXs on chain. This will open up billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin buying pressure into BRC-20.
He wrote the completely same thing that I said today. Technology, yes. Slow down, yes. Market size, yes. About Lightning Network, maybe. Let's see.
Okay, guys, let's a little bit switch our topic. How to earn money on this narrative if we can see already that it would hype?
I don't want to be rude, but the only one thing I can say that is, in my opinion, how not to lose. Is it to save is the same as to earn? Yes, to be honest. I just want to add really one thing that I haven't told. I mean, and also answer this question. I mean that concluding this, I mean, we don't have any, I don't have one opinion about it. Yeah, it's some way it's good, some way it's bad. But we can now say only like several things that 100% bad. I mean, how not to lose your money, in my opinion. And you know, the main problem of BRC-20 solution, that there are some business developers who want to copy these solutions, not only on Bitcoin, but on other chains. For example, we discussed about tweet that there are a lot of persons who start to mint a lot of tokens in other networks and start to break these networks. By the way, Avalanche, Polygon, TON suffer from it, have suffered, let's say. That's the thing. After we discussed the whole topic, and you know now how does it work, just imagine. Okay, I'm a startup who create BRC-20 and now I can Polygon. It's a real story, yeah? How do you think, what's the utility of it if we can still create ERC-20 token, which will have much more functionality, the less price, completely, let's say, trusted ecosystem and so on. But I'm, as a startup, would like to create some inscripted tokens on Polygon also. For what do I do it? What's the utility? How do you think?
I could explain from the, let's say, user flow perspective. Let's imagine you are the crypto user. You know nothing about Ethereum blockchain, but you heard from your friend that Bitcoin price is significant, growing up, and like now it's more than 50K. So as a user, I would buy Bitcoin rather other cryptocurrencies. And if I would be, let's say, if the user cases would be much easier and to install, I don't know, what is the most popular Bitcoin wallet for now, by the way?
I think.
Yeah, probably. So if it would be integrated directly in the wallet and I would swap Bitcoin or USDT to Bitcoin or to some other tokens, it could create some user cases for those people who are still not into the crypto like Degen users, but they heard some why about the Bitcoin.
Stop, please. My question a little bit different. I mean, okay, why someone wants to buy BRC-20, it's okay. But just take the BRC-20 as a technology, which based on Bitcoin network, yeah? And we can copy this technology and make it on, for example, Polygon. Yes. The same thing works the same way as in Bitcoin, but on Polygon. There are a lot of startups which are doing this in Avalanche, Polygon, TON, and so on. So yeah. It's like, so for what? We already have ERC-20 tokens, which have much more functionality and so on. I mean, create ERC-20 on Bitcoin, it's okay, because we don't have any other opportunity to create tokens. But on Ethereum, there are a lot of projects who create the same technological idea, I mean, as a BRC-20, but on a different blockchain, which is a decentralized computer, which can calculate the state itself, which have its own tokens, ERC-20 or EVM chains, and so on. So, but there are a lot of startups which copy the idea of inscripted tokens to different blockchains, like Polygon, who already have ERC-20 tokens. For what? How do you think? I know why it can exist on Bitcoin, but in Polygon, for what?
For hype,
try to explain.
For hype, for repetition of the successful cases and other blockchains. You know, many startups just want to create something a la what already works somewhere, but with some new shiny narrative. And that could be also the motivation behind, if you speak from the entrepreneur's side. That was your question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I also don't have the right answer for this question. And in my opinion, if we're talking about how not to lose, first, do your own research and take care about utility. There is no utility when someone copied BRC-20 to Turing complete blockchain, because it's already have tokens. So BRC-20 in Bitcoin solves the problem of tokens. Okay, but in any other chain with smart contracts, it have no problems. So think about it when you will plan to invest the BRC project, BRC-like project on different banks.
I think it's super important, and I want to send a message to all our viewers, guys. Maybe some part of this discussion you felt like a little bit boring because there is no like, oh, 100x altcoin here, buy opportunity here, spend $100 and earn 100K. But this is essentially important because at the end of the day, it's like surgery. Yeah, the surgery rule is not to harm your health first of all, and then try to improve it. Same here. The main rule for the investor or trader should be not to lose. And by the way, there will be a big sign. Nothing in this video is financial advice, but we are trying to inform you and share the knowledge that is not that widely spread in the industry, because typically many people prefer some light ways to earn and watch some hypey videos and discussions on how they can make from nothing millions. At the same way, what Roman brought today as a concern on the table is extremely important. So be careful. Don't buy into narrative, shiny new narrative blindly. Always do your own research and try to understand what will be the long-term potential, because yeah, there is a way when you speculate and if you are sure that, if you truly believe that in this narrative within, for example, a few weeks or months, you can make your multipliers, then it's your choice. But if you are thinking long-term, there is always a risk that after the dust goes down and after the hype cools down, then the token can see the same story as Nigerian currency, right?
After that, our channel would be banned in Nigeria.
no offense to Nigerian audience here, but just I wanted to elaborate that you opened my eyes and Irina's eyes on many aspects around BRC-20 that we truly did not know about, and that is super important. Thank you, Roman, for honest answers and concerns on this.
And if you're talking about do your own research, can you also underline some points that, or maybe some questions that we as, let's say, VC part and some representative of different VCs can ask to some startups that are in this narrative?
Yeah.
So let's try to find like 4 questions.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. So imagine we are considering some startups that pitching BRC-20 project, and we want to ensure that this is not bullshit, that this is something with solid fundamentals.
To be honest, the first thing I want to ask is, what's the utility of your token? I mean, is it only just a number with the price, or if it will be used somehow in your product, and how? First of all, I think it's the first question I want to ask from all the startups. The second, if we're not talking about technical questions, the second is why you decided to, and okay, let's say that, why have you decided to make BRC-20 token, but not, for example, ERC-20 token? And if the answer is it's hyped, okay, today it's hyped, tomorrow not. So little bit different. So I think any project, really successful project, have to have really, how to say, like strong motivation of creating BRC-20. Not just because, okay, everyone on hype, so I will try to jump on this hype train. So it's just
let's say it's another Uniswap, but based on Bitcoin blockchain.
Sure, it's a good answer. Then how does it work?
Okay,
let's a third question gonna be, is it truly decentralized, or you have like a third party which can control the funds? It's gonna be 3 questions. I think it's enough. So first is what's the utility? Second, why you choose BRC-20 as your main token? And the third one, is your product really decentralized? Is your product really decentralized?
Wow, great, thank you. I think what we can face in the next period, if this hype would be really similar, something similar to previous ones with other blockchains, we would see a lot of basic products that would be launched on BRC-20 as a DEX, as some liquidity provider, similar to Aave or something like that, and other like GameFi and DeFi projects. So how technically you could prove that the technology? So you said that it's not possible technically to launch smart contracts on Bitcoin blockchain. So what are other options that the market can offer us? Like layer 2 solution, we already understood it. What else?
I think nothing else. Maybe some zero knowledge solution, but it's also something like layer 2. And to be honest, Lightning Network, it's some kind of layer 2 solution. It's just the payment channel, or I don't know. Now it's much more bigger than. By the way, you know, our today's conversation is not an interview, so it's just some kind of podcast. And for me, as for a technical specialist, really important to know something about market and also from the users. So can you explain me your opinion about BRC-20 projects on it and the future?
I definitely need to reconsider my view on this, because we on InMind see a huge demand for BRC-20 startups from professional crypto VC investors. And this demand, it grew the last half a year, and right now it's kind of on peak. So it did not cool down. I didn't see a lot of concerns, and I see that many VCs, they are not just deploying capital into BRC-20 projects, but also they launch new funds and new ventures that aim to fund only BRC-20 startups. And I think it's a strong sign of that we will see in the near future a lot of well-funded projects in the BRC-20 ecosystem. That's the fact. Which means probably that this retail hype around BRC-20 will continue for some point of time. How it will be evolving, will we see the real solution of the problems and technical concerns that you mentioned? I'm not sure. I'm not an expert to assess this. From pure investment perspective, I think many of the projects that are pitching now BRC-20 solutions are a bit too early. So I mean, early from product perspective. They have a big vision. They have great ideas. And for them, it's really good time to come to the market and use this hype to generate good traction, attract money from investors, from retail, attract community, and start building something. But so far, well, I tested, for example, Satoshi VM. You remember this heartbreaking story some months ago with a very weird launch of Satoshi VM on Ape Terminal. And I tested it on testnet, and it was horrible. However, I tested plenty of early stage layer 2s and solutions on ERC-20, and it was also horrible. Okay, try yourself, Berachain, and you will understand what I mean. Every second transaction fails, and you will get really stuck every second minute trying to do something on this testnet. So yeah, of course they are improving, but today I learned that I should be extremely careful investing in BRC-20, and this hype probably made me a little bit too bullish before having the proofs like real traction, product, a working prototype, and all the other aspects that needs to be here. And also, of course, I did not consider those concerns, as you mentioned, like speed, transaction cost, real utility range, and so on and so forth. So that would be my answer. I don't know if it helped or not, but yeah, there is a lot of things to research about and due diligence to be done on every project that comes to this sector. Speaking about sector overall, Ira, let's look at a Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, so what can we see here? It is a Bitcoin chart on the for our time frame. And as you can see, we are now flattening between in some range, let's say between 53,000 and 50,000 roundabout. So it's because of weekend and not so high volatility, and we are literally staying on the same place. If we go and zoom out on a bigger time frame, what I could say here. So first of all, we made a huge jump already from the previous levels. So I would say we would need to cool down a little bit. That's why we're stopping here. And I would love to see before the next jump of the Bitcoin price, I would love to see some small correction somewhere on the level of 44,000 or even lower here on the support, even maybe lower here on 36,000, because that would mean that all the sellers who already fixed their profit out of the market, and we have no weak hands to continue growing. But here we have to pay attention to this range we're staying in. And as you can see, I have set alerts in both directions. So even like this, I would correct it. So when we are higher of this level, or when we break down our support, I would make decision on the whole market, because it's like a first sign. If the hype is so strong that we will jump right from here and going up from this flattening movement up, then definitely we'll jump and make all-time high, because we have no resistance here up to the next all-time high on the 64,000, 65 even thousand. It was a previous peak. You cannot see on my chart. It's working chart. Sorry, guys. It's totally mess. But I think more likely we are breaking down. So depending on those two alerts, I will make decisions. So pay attention to this range.
So this is not an entry zone. This is the period when you sit silent, calm, and do not really buy or sell. Just wait until stronger indicator. Yeah.
So it's exactly in the middle. I would bet 51% on the downtrend. Talking about Bitcoin dominance, as you can see, we are out of this wedge, and I would say we will continue go down, meaning that all the liquidity from Bitcoin will go somewhere else. Where it could go, we can see also the chart of USDT dominance, and it broke through the triangle, and we are still not on our target. I think it would be, so let's calculate where could be our target. From here, it could potentially fall somewhere on our support line here. So up to 4%. So meaning that our the liquidity from Bitcoin doesn't go to USDT, meaning that it goes to different altcoins, because the dominance of USDT is also falling. And this is a good sign for all those people who are holding altcoins, because in my opinion, that would be a new altcoin season. And we can see already, I even fixed some of my altcoins from my portfolio, because it made like 3x, 5x, depending on the coin.
Roman, you mentioned you're not trader or investor, but do you have also some portfolio in crypto? What crypto do you hold?
I told you, index linked strategy. I mean, just buy the whole market. So top 50 from CoinMarketCap in my portfolio.
To explain to our audience, so where do you buy this index, and what kind of index? Because I know a lot of different indexes.
It's a Roman Nguyen index, private for only me. I just buy it from the market.
So you just buy top 50 altcoins from the market.
Let's say not only altcoins for sure. Yeah, let's say about maybe top 30, maybe top 50. There are a lot of facets, so I prefer
for the same amount, each altcoin for the same amount.
No, not the same amount, just random amount. You know, I'm not investor. I'm just think that it's good idea to buy the whole market, because when you buy the whole market, the only one thing you have to think about is the capitalization. So, and I pretty sure, okay, you check all the, by the way, it was amazing performance. I didn't understand anything, but it was amazing, really. I just thought maybe I have to quit development and go to trading because it's very interesting.
Very interesting, or very profitable as well. So
I don't know, so it doesn't matter. It only matters what it's interesting. You know, but the only one number I check every day is market capitalization. And if it goes higher, so it means that, okay, my portfolio goes higher. So
interesting.
What is your exit strategy? On which market cap would you exit?
$100 trillion.
Wow.
No, I mean that I invest only amount of money which I can lose. So I'm not risky and so on. So just have as free money, can invest, I invest. So I'm not a good person to speak about investment, and I don't have any exit strategies. I just, you know, okay, let's say my exit strategy is to close my positions, close my positions after 10 years in 2034.
You are diamond hand.
Maybe, who knows?
Roman, I know you're a good person to talk about TON ecosystem as well, because you are an official technical ambassador of TON Telegram blockchain. And can you...
TON Telegram blockchain, the open network.
Okay, the open network with TON token. Ira, tell us honestly, are you bullish on TON token yourself?
Let's say I'm not so technically good on this stuff, but I'm bullish on all the ecosystems that have support from the, let's say, community-driven ecosystem. And from this perspective, TON looks pretty good.
Do you have it in your portfolio?
Yeah, but maybe after today's conversation, I will buy more. Roma, it depends on you.
Or sell more. Let's look at if Roman brings us some concerns or tell us actually why are you ambassador of TON and the open network and why are you bullish on it?
I want to say that two things. From technical perspective, it's the only one blockchain that really brings something new to the blockchain field. I mean, we always, now what we can see, a lot of L2s, a lot of EVM blockchains, a lot of forks, and you know, every time it's the same. We are faster, we are, I don't know, cheaper, and so on. But TON is not about it. TON is about, we are also fast and cheap. They are, let's say, but they bring something new from technology. So they give the builders new opportunity. New technological opportunity to build something new. I will not explain what's the opportunities. I mean, it's asynchronous blockchain and with a different architecture, but it's something new. So from technical perspective, this is the solution which can be, let's say, next generation, next level of blockchain. Yeah, if the first is Bitcoin, the second, let's say, Ethereum, and then now it's TON. Because TON, as I told you, provides, brings a lot of opportunity for developers. And when builder will understand that we have not to copy existing solution to TON network and arguing about that it doesn't work from scratch, we have to think about how to use these new opportunities to bring new benefit in blockchain field at all. It's from technical perspective. From non-technical perspective, in my opinion, TON is the first blockchain which has way to connect and to work with the hugest retail auditory in the world. You understand what I mean, yeah? Sure, I mean about integration of Telegram. They now have TWA, its applications inside Telegram. They have now wallet integrated to the Telegram, and it's a big touch to the hugest, one of the hugest retail auditory.
Okay, so I think that was more than enough for one video to talk about all the details, obstacles, pros and cons about the hugest hype, one of the hugest hype factors in this altcoin season, BRC-20 ecosystem, and everything that is around this. So thank you very much, Roman, for sharing your wisdom, knowledge, and technical insights with us. You definitely opened our eyes for a lot of aspects that we need to keep in mind. And next week, we will definitely continue our show. Irina will be in Africa, so hope that we will see her riding the elephant and doing the recording. And we will talk about more altcoins and more narratives in the crypto season. The last advice from both of you to our dear viewers.
Do your own research.
You still do your own research.
Okay,
Yeah.
do your own research.
Great.
Oh, yeah, perfect.